and so this will just be wringing wet. Now this is a cold day here, but we're inside, and so we didn't get any condensation. But if this were outside this morning, we'd find this either covered with frost, as it was this morning below freezing, or just water just dripping down. And that happens day in, day out, year after year after year, and of course that corrodes. The other part is the electrolytic action, because there is electricity that goes through this. Now, what we're looking at is the side frame of the truck. There are two trucks, one on each end. This is the number 1 truck. This was a truck that was built by the American Locomotive Company, as far as we know, and bought by Laconia Car Company. They didn't actually make this. It doesn't look like any other truck that they have. The truck consists of 2 axles, 4 wheels, within which are the 2 motors, a bolster which goes across, a side frame, an arch bar, and springs that allow the truck, first of all, so it doesn't ride like a brick. It at least has a little bit of a give, and also allows it to equalize as the track, which may not be even. If you had everything solid, if the track had a slightly low spot, one of the wheels would not perhaps touch, and so you have to have something to allow it to flex. We have springs here with in this case, a spring cup that got filled with water and cracked the cast iron or malleable iron cup here, and the bottom of the spring is rusted away too. We had originally thought this truck was in pretty good shape, but the more we look at it, the more we find there are problems. We're going to have to replace or repair that cup. The spring, I think, has had it. There's actually 2 springs, 2 coil springs, one inside of the other. Over here we talked about a necked down bolt. Well, you can see it's necked down. There's practically nothing left of it right at that point. We have, and the bolster bounces up and down on these leaf springs, also again to give it a little bit softer ride. Not just for the comfort of the people who are running it, but because it won't shake itself to pieces. And we've got a broken off end on here. I don't know whether we're going to have to replace these or not. Again, that we won't be able to tell until we get it out. Much of this is in pretty good shape. The side frames, I think, are fine. Certainly for our purposes, there's nothing that's going to break or anything like that. But what we basically have to do is take it all apart and get all of the corrosion from between the joints and make sure it doesn't happen again. The inside, this is called a journal box. I've opened the cover of it, and inside of it you can see the end of the axle, and this material is called waste. It's supposed to be wool waste. This is pretty well hatted. Of course, Sanford being where woolen mills were, they were able to get good waste, which really looks just like yarn. And the purpose of that is to lubricate this. Right in here, up on top of the end of the axle, is a bronze bearing, like this. The axle turns around inside of it like that.